got to discuss things involving Lonzo Ball, ZO2, the Chino Hills prodigy. Listen, I ain't even come to play with the people today. I want to talk Lonzo versus Josh Giddey. How is this whole point guard situation really stacking up out there in Chicago? I never really got a chance to really pinpoint. This is pretty much going to be the first of many I'm going to be touching on. So make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports. Listen, man, Lonzo is about to make an epic grand return. And I think all basketball fans, not just Lonzo, Triple B fans, should be excited. This is an amazing story. This is a groundbreaking injury. This was a cartilage transplant. This is groundbreaking, y'all. And Lonzo is about to make history with his return. Now, I don't know where he's going to be playing, but right now he is a member of the Chicago Bulls. Now, I'm telling you now, listen, man, before Lonzo Ball, went down, he had this squad number one in the Eastern Conference, point blank period. Lonzo was in full blown ZO2 mode prior to that injury. Can we all just sit down and agree on that for 1 second? Thank you. I know, but now Lonzo coming back. I want to brace the fans here for the people that love Lonzo and are patiently awaiting. Maybe is a gift and a curse here. If Lonzo remains with Chicago, there's no doubt in my heart that if Lonzo Ball is healthy, he will be the starting point guard of this team. But maybe not day one. You understand? Remember, Lonzo was coming off some crazy stuff, you understand, with this knee. I mean, the man missed significant time. We ain't going to get into the exact time period, you understand? But you have to bring him on a little slow. Do you want to bring him in just go on 100? Maybe you might want to ease him back into the flow. Now, when you start to think about Josh Giddey, who I look at him as a poor man's Lonzo, you understand? I watched him out in Australia. I seen what he did in FIBA. Obviously they didn't get to their ultimate goal, but I see a poor man's Lonzo Ball somewhere in there. I think he could do some of the things that they, haven't had in some time. Now, all I ask, as a Lonzo Ball fan is, what took so long? You understand? I don't get why, they elected to move in this direction, in this time period. But I mean, it is what it is, But with Lonzo, most recently, we did put a video out on this 2 weeks ago, but the news is starting to come out now. He has been cleared for 5-on-5, and was drawing some kind of controversy because clearly people see they brought in a point guard in Josh Giddey. They when they let go of Alex Caruso. Now, there wasn't no picks involved in that, but listen, Caruso, you talking about what an old NBA defensive player. This ain't nothing to just let go, So we knew Giddey was brought here for something. Now, how I look at Giddey is he kind of represents the new regime of what's happening in Chicago, with some of the new guys that's here, and the new guys that's coming. Obviously, Montaz, it's going to be, magnificent for Chicago. I could only imagine what Lonzo could do for him, if he played with him. But I kind of see how he could maybe fit a timeline of a Giddey, of some of these other guys. I don't know what direction they moving in Chicago when they let go of DeRozan, but they haven't done nothing else. But there was talks of them dumping the contracts of Lonzo and Zach LaVine. To me personally, not even me personally, Lonzo represents the regime before with the DeRozan, the Vooch, the Zach, the competitive, regime. I don't know if you letting go of DeRozan, you in talks of letting go of Zach. We all know Vooch, that's all going to be collateral damage. You're not trying to win when you letting go of all your vets. But were they winning in the first place? That's a whole nother conversation. But they wasn't healthy. I believe that this roster, along with DeRozan, I don't know if the frustrations, DeRozan and Levine just couldn't be on the same roster together for another season, but I just believe they deserved to be playing together, healthy. At least roll it out one more time, see what it looked like. Now, as we evaluate Mr. Josh Giddey, obviously he fell out of favor, with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He had a lot of controversy off the floor that a lot of people swept under the rug, but he averaged 12 points, per game. He shot 47% from the field, 33% from three, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. When you're looking at that, you might say, oh man, those numbers, seem kind of identical to what Lonzo was bringing to the table prior to when he was out. Lonzo averaged 13, even though it was real deceptive because them numbers was climbing. You understand? Lonzo kind of, even to get to 13, before that, I think he was averaging like 10 points. Then it went to 13. And it was about to start going up. That's why I'm very saddened by the situation because we never really got a chance. I think maybe at the end of that season, Lonzo could have been averaging 16 to 17 points per game, and his percentages was just skyrocketing. You're talking about 42% from the field, but he also shot that same identical from three. And that's what I think he does, that Giddey's not going to be bringing to the table. I'm not saying Giddey is a horrible shooter, but Lonzo has, built himself into be one of the premier, shooters in this league, and it's unfortunate, that, he missed this much time and we just missed the progression of his career. It's real crazy. So that's the talk right now going on in Chicago. People, have Giddey, starting, in that spot. We don't know yet because we haven't heard anything from AK. We haven't heard anything, from the coach, who shouldn't even be there anyway. I mean, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother situation, but, and I'm speaking about Billy Donovan, but with Lonzo in particular, just like I said, once he gets his legs up under him, homage will be paid. A lot of people felt like he wasn't even going to be back, and as you can see how he's playing, I told the people that not only would Lonzo return, but he would be better, and I as we see, he's working with Chris Johnson. I mean, the man is the best in the business. There's no, I mean, you can't tell me a better, trainer right now than Chris Johnson. I mean, all the people that's rolling in there, from LeBron to Bronny to, Lonzo to Tyrese Maxey. I mean, the list goes on. Everybody is working with Chris Johnson. And Lonzo Ball is in there, and he working with a lot of people I'm going to speak about next. So make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. This is Lonzo Ball versus Josh Giddey, part 1. I got a lot more to discuss, man. We're going to be going live on this week. Make sure you buckle up, man. It's almost that time. Lonzo will be coming back and homage will be paid. It's Flight Sports TV.